Yo, I'm back. How is everyone doing? Here we are, back in our show. Shoot, forgot to call you, Dustin. Yeah.
You
Um,
know my number.
yeah, you have his number. Don't call him now. um, but uh, we're back. The Raider report is officially back. It's just me and Dustin. Um, and I mean, we're gonna get right into the first one at least. Um, it's it's a crazy topic for a lot of people. And a lot of people aren't really they're not putting the real perspectives into this topic. It's just an overall topic of Jacobs, but we have the take of he's not doing this again. What he just did, you can call it impressive as you want, you can say what you want, but he's not irreplaceable. Quite literally, he's the opposite, right? I think once you get another, because we have Zamir, we have Sincere, we have quite a bit of few people that can at least show up. And behind this new line, it's not that hard. It was just rated in the top 10. It's only improved.
From 29th to 10th.
Yeah, no,
You
I
know,
mean,
I would look up, like I said, if you can you look up shit right now or no?
yeah.
I'd just look up the last 5-10 years of who led the NFL in rushing yards and how many yards they had rushing. Like this is the thing is there's numerous dudes I know that had 2K yards, and then we're talking about Jacobs having 1,600 rushing yards. He had 2,000 all-purpose yards. He didn't have 2K rushing yards.
Yeah.
Fucking guy ain't hit 2K yet. So for damn sure ain't gonna hit it. He ain't gonna hit it next year. I mean, let's be real. How do you hit 2K yards when your offensive wide receivers, tight ends, and everybody are better? It's not gonna
Okay.
happen. How did
So,
Josh hit those yards last year? Because motherfucking injuries to the
so
wide receivers and fucking
since
tight ends.
since 2018, it has been Ezekiel Elliott with 1,400, Derrick Henry 1,500, Derrick Henry 2,000, Jonathan Taylor 1,800, Josh Jacobs 1,600.
That's why I say 15, 15, 18, 2,000. And look where Ezekiel's at. Jonathan Taylor just got fucked up last year. Fucking Derrick Henry, I've said it, dude. Like I've said it, and I'll keep saying it. These Josh Jacobs and Saquon Barkley are the two worst fucking dudes to be advocating for the money and getting the money. Like they're just the two worst. Like Josh ain't doing nothing that nobody else ain't doing in the NFL. He's done 1,000 yard seasons with 800 yards in one. There are other backs, especially like Sam Sanders. What was he in the Eagles? Right? He's been
Yeah.
over 1K yards already. I think he's had like 1,300 yards. You know, like there's numerous guys in the NFL that hit 1K yards
Yeah.
every year and still aren't really good players. It's the way that the team is, the way he's getting.
Well,
I've said it. When he worked under John Gruden, he averaged 1,000 rushing yards. That's where he was every year. This year, they had injury in the offense massive, not just little, massive. And he got those yards due to injury. Like,
yeah.
that's the shit I just don't understand. Like, he ain't hitting 2,000 yards ever.
Can I?
Like, and he ain't doing it here. So good luck
I
with
was gonna
that.
say,
He goes
I
somewhere
want to.
else. He
I
ain't
want to
doing it here.
provide some. I want to provide a little, few statistics across the board as to. I think me and Dustin both agree. Josh Jacobs isn't the best running back in the NFL. Let's go across the
Fuck
board here.
no.
Derrick
Fuck
Henry.
no.
Derrick. So Josh Jacobs this past year where he hit 1,600, he had less than a touchdown rushing in 9 games. Right? Elite backs don't do that. Elite backs don't do that. Josh Jacobs had less than 100 yards in 11 games. He popped off in a few games. I think
That's
that's
why I said
where
they force fed. If it wasn't Josh getting force fed, it was Devontae getting force fed.
Well, and because here's the thing, what I want to go with, really is like now there's like you're gonna have another full season of Derrick Henry and Nick Chubb. Do you think that he's gonna outpace them? No. And with more weapons, do we think that he's gonna put the same amount of yards? No, because he's not gonna get force fed this ball. He's not. I think he has less than 300 rushing attempts this year, regardless if he's
Who?
Josh Jacobs, because he
had 340.
Yeah, I think he's gonna have less than 300 attempts this upcoming year.
He's gonna have like 200.
Yeah.
He's gonna be like around the 200, 230 mark, man. Like maybe 250, but I'm saying like 220, 230.
I mean, let's be honest. Dustin, you can answer this. What is New England known for in the run game? Having versatility and multiple running backs.
Damn right. I've stated it numerous times. The two-back system in New England works really well, dude. I've said it. Just go back and look under Josh McDaniels with Harrison and fucking Stevenson,
yes,
and seeing where they were at and the performance that they had. Like I said, it's 206 carries, fucking with 900 yards, 133 carries for 600 yards combined, 1,500 yards combined, 20 total touchdowns. I mean, those aren't little fucking kid numbers. You know what I mean?
No.
Like, those are Josh McDaniels Josh Jacobs had 340, 1,600 yards with 12 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't think Josh Jacobs even puts up 1,400 rushing yards again next year. I think they're going to
put up 1,200.
I think Zamir White's going to be force-fed this ball. He's going to be. And I think, me and Dustin, I think this is the next conversation. What is the resolution to this, right? I mean, Jacobs isn't just not going to sign this. He's not going to sit out football 2 years. We had that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I can't see him sitting out for 2 years. I mean, it'd just be crazier than hell. He's going to sign. He's going to sign.
He
doesn't have a choice, man.
We can do this for 2 years.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like I was talking with the dude a minute ago, he said that we can't, but they 100% can. We 100% can. We do not need Josh Jacobs' fucking approval we don't need Josh Jacobs' approval to put him on the tag. Like, this goes on in the NFL for multiple years. Like, Josh has the chance on the non-exclusive tag. We don't need him to sign the tag. He's going to sit out regardless.
Yeah.
He don't got to sign shit. He don't even need to be on the franchise tag. On non-exclusive tag, he don't sign. He sits for a whole year. Can't even negotiate the contract till the following year. So he's sitting 100. Then the next year, because he's a first-round draft pick, well, guess what? We can franchise tag him twice. So we don't need his fucking approval.
Well,
he don't sign, he sits. Good luck. 27 years old by the time he'll take the field again.
I guess the next question, because we both can answer this quite easily. Because, I mean, I've had this drawn to my attention. A few people have said this, and it's crazy to me, right? Would you put more of this success to the O-line or to Josh Jacobs? And I've said this. It's because of the O-line. They open up the holes for him to run through.
Like I said, I always say it goes hand in hand for sure. I mean,
it does.
Josh helps it. The line helps him. The things you got to look at, I think, at the end of the day is to imply like Josh has made the offense better. Like he was why the reason that they were better. I would disagree in that because one, I've said they've rotated that line over 21 times. They were consistently upgrading over and over, game per game. I've said if Josh was so dominant, why didn't he get the fucking first down in the Rams game to end it out? If he was so dominant, why did he get shut out on the goal line? If he was so dominant, how come 3 runs in a row he was stopped behind the line? Like, these things aren't. He's not he's not technically what's making the line better. I mean, I've said both of them help out each other. That's for sure. But there's nothing that shows that Josh made the offensive line better. Like, the offensive line is what's opening them holes for him to fucking run through, you know? Like, that's the thing. I keep trying to say this, and I'll say it over and over and over, is at the end of the day, if Josh was so elite, how come in key moments in the end of the games he's not Barry Sandering shit? You know, like, I think at the end when you're making shit elite, like, right? Like, and look, what I mean by it is people would say, well, Derrick Henry, hey, he has his own Barry Sanders. He's going to run you the fuck over. Like, that's the difference. Like, he doesn't have to be run backwards to run forward type halfback. What I mean by Barry Sanders type dude is he's willing to get to anywhere, anyhow, to be able to get himself to the touchdown. Like, that's what consistent dudes do to be able to that's what dudes do to be leaders out there and be consistent players. And Josh, I've said it, Josh is a good player. I like Josh. I have no issues with him, but at the end of the day, he is not elite, dude. He's great, the 9th best halfback in the NFL as of this moment, after leading the NFL in yards. Like, you can't lead the look. If Derrick Henry leads the NFL in yards, Derrick Henry ranked the #1 halfback going into next year. Mark it, look it up. Like, look it up.
Well, that's when he was.
Exactly. Josh Jacobs was the #1 halfback in the NFL last year. He is ranked the 9th. He's the 9th ranked. How the fuck did he drop 8 spots and put him at the 9th ranked halfback next year if he's so elite? Like, elite halfbacks don't go from 1st to 9th. They go from 1st to 9th because they know when they look at the team, they say, damn, look at those tight ends. Look at those fucking wide receivers. Like, all that shit matters. When real fucking football players and real football people look at the fucking game, they look at it in the aspect it needs to be looked at it. They're not looking at it as, I'm a fucking fan, this guy is. No, the fuck he isn't. No, the fuck he isn't, dude. That's not how you look at shit. Ziegler's looking at it right now, why Josh ain't going to get the yards, why Josh ain't getting 2,000 yards, why they don't want to give Josh the contract, why they don't want to do a lot of fucking things, because at the end of the day, when Ziegler puts on that tape and watches that shit in his office, what he says is, he says straight up, he says these exact things. He says, Josh has been closed out in big game moments, dude, that could have got us fucking wins. He was stopped behind the line 3 times in a row, fucking, when he could have ended that game, didn't? Yes. He gave the ball over, they fucking went down, scored, win the game. There are multiple things where Josh, as a physical player, when eliteness needs to step in and get the man $15 fucking million, he did not do those things. Therefore, he is not that. He is not him.
No, yeah, and Richard, I 100% agree with this comment. You can get the same production, but here's the problem. You're not going to, because they're not going to allow it. The thing is, they want 2 running backs. So no one's going to get 1,600 again.
This is what I would say, like, pull up Kareem Hunt stats. Like, this is who I would go after, right? Like, he's been a really good complimentary back, dude. He's got 6-7 fucking touchdowns with 400 fucking yards. Like, Kareem Hunt punches it in. But this is the thing I would look at. Look back, I think it was like 2 years ago. I think it was a year or two ago. It could have been a year or two ago. He hit 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards. I think it was like on 180 receptions, wasn't it? Fucking 180 touches. Fucking 85.
So, I'll just go through his early years. His first year, this is what you're probably going to get. You're going to get a little less on attempts. But if Kareem Hunt can go back to this 250 for 1,308 touchdowns, I'm not going to argue with that. Doesn't need a belt.
Say it again. Sorry, I seen these two.
Oh, you're fine. Okay, so I mean, over the last 2 years, or how about we go 3 years ago? He had 198 attempts for 850 yards and 6 touchdowns.
I mean, fuck, dude, that's what you need, dude, because that's my point. So look, let's go over just the last few years.
Okay.
So just start from last year. I know he was low, but just go for the next 2-3 years. Or no, fuck it, go for the last 4 or 5 years.
You want Kareem Hunt's stats over the last 4
Yeah,
years?
just go on. Yeah, just go to his main career stats.
Yes.
Go
Okay.
2021 or 2002 or 22.
2019, he had the least amount of attempts. He had only 43 attempts for 179 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had then a jump increase when he got to play his 17 games, 198 attempts, 850 yards, 6 touchdowns. Not bad. Then you go to last year, not last year, 2 years ago, 78 attempts, 390 yards, 5 touchdowns. Almost 5 yards a attempt, almost on average. Then this past year, 123 attempts, 470 yards, and 3 touchdowns.
That's what I say. And what's his yards per average per year?
It's always
above 4, right?
It's 4.2, 4.2, 4.9, and 4.
And that's what I say. Like him here in this system, he demands touchdowns, so he's going to punch it in when he plays good with another player. And this is why I'm saying him. Is yes. Zeus is going to get the snaps this year. I mean, they have made it clear as day that Zeus is going to get the snaps. They want to. They said he's getting them with or without Josh. No. So if we get to the point, like, let's just be real. Let's just fast forward. Let's say, hey, Josh is at the table. Let's say, hey, Josh, we want to give you $12 million. Josh says, well, I'm not doing it for me. I'm doing it for the next guy. I'm going to have to be like, bro, like, we're not fucking doing it for the next guy. We're doing it for you. You take the $12 million. We'll do fucking 4 years at fucking what? What would it be? Fucking 4 years, $48 million. We'll give you fucking $24 million of it fully guaranteed. And outside of that, we'll even have an option in like year 3 to get out of this contract, because let's be fucking real. Josh has been injured every single year that he's been here. He said it himself. He's talked about it. He's missed a game here and there. I've always said dudes like that are an injury away for a long time, not just a fucking week or two. Like those types of players, don't get me wrong, Josh is a great player. I love him, dude, but we got to look at the reality. At the end of the day, if you're going to a dude and giving him X amount of guarantee and he goes out next year, we're fucked on that money the whole time.
Yeah.
Like, you can't just do that shit because of the guy's name.
No, I was going to say also, I want to add on to Richard.
No
running back. No running back is irreplaceable. And Jacobs isn't dumb enough not to sign that. He's not going to sit out. There's no way.
And let's be real. If the statement of no running back can't be replaced has got to, I mean, dude, they tried to trade Henry this year, bro. I mean, let's be fucking real. Like, that's how I say it. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're at, what you're doing, dude. Anybody can be fucking gone at any given time.
It doesn't matter. It's almost like D-Hop. He's been moved more than ever in the past 3 years. But again, I'm not going to use him as an example. Just saying is anyone can be moved at any point. No one is replaceable, because that's not how you should think as a good head coach or GM. But again, I do believe this is what we're going to talk about now. I mean, like, you know, what are we going to do with the running back group? Because, like, say Jacobs, you know, somehow is dumb enough not to sign. You know, I like Dustin's idea. I say, you know, Kareem Hunt is a good option. He doesn't have to be the bell cow, but he's going to demand getting those touchdowns. He's going to get those red zone touchdowns.
Yeah, right. And he's only 27 years old. He's 27 years old.
2 year, $18 million.
Dude, he's only got, what did you say, 2 year, $18 million?
Yeah, just a 2-year deal.
I mean, then that'd be probably still overpaying him, dude. He's only been paid like $7 million per year.
I mean, you can do 2 years.
So if you did if he did 9, you're guaranteed to grab him. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day,
don't make it fully guaranteed.
I've said no, they wouldn't do that with him anyway.
I know.
They would give him a signing bonus. They'd give him a signing bonus. But what I look at is at the end of the day, when you're looking at the production or what he gets, right? If I remember right, his last contract was 3 year, $21 million. So that's $7 million per year.
Yeah.
And then so you look at that, $7 million per year. Then we bring him over here. We want him to be the main back. He's 27 years old. Let's just say that we go till he's 30, because I mean 3 years we can make him the main back that sits behind Zeus. And listen, you're going to complementary each other, because for now, Kareem comes in, he gets his dream, which he wants to be the main back again, dude. He wants to be the number one, so he'll be instant number one. then you're going to sit here and bring Zeus along. So now Kareem gets the next year or two to be able to tandem with Zeus, but Kareem's going to get the bulk of the runs. And then years 3, 4, when Kareem's hitting that 30 mark, he reverts back to the second back. He reverts to the first and goes forward. You know, like that's how shit needs to be, especially when you're looking to develop people or all these things. Like it takes stages. It takes stages to make great players, dude, and especially when it's in developmental. Like, you can't just go out and expect Zeus to go out and just beat the shit out of everybody. Like, it's just unrealistic, dude. And I've said, when you're taking the numbers, which I'm a numbers dude, you can't say 17 games he carried the ball one time in 60 rep per game and got 4 yards per carry. That fucking offense or the defense wasn't even looking at this motherfucker, dude. Like, they went 60 fucking snaps. They went 60 fucking snaps offensively. He got the ball one fucking time. Like that, I hope he gets the yards. You know what I mean? Like, I hope he got the yards, 4 yards. He should have got like fucking 10, you know? But again, we can't look at that and say, oh, that's a good deal. Okay, let's just say fucking this guy got the ball 10 times per fucking game. I'll bet he runs in the back of the fucking line more times than anything. You know, so that's all I would say is I bet he'd run right in the back of that line more times than anything and not have those yards. So all I'm trying to say is all I'm saying is Zamir's going to need time. He can get it. He can develop right. If Josh ain't signing, you can't just not have a dude in that spot with it, not in that spot. Like, let's be real. There's not a dude on our roster that's solidified to be fucking starting back, dude, outside of Josh. I mean, unless Bolden starts, which I think you're just lowering your standards pretty low. But
well, I mean, our fan base already has low standards.
Yeah, I mean that would be low. But yeah. I would just think for me, like at the end of the day, you got to put all shit aside. And I just think like when you're looking at all of the backs, you're looking at a lot of the people there. Kareem's got to be like a really good option because when you look at Andy Reid's deal and you look at how well he worked there, and he was really good. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I liked him a lot. A lot of people liked him, and I just think with him leaving, knowing the system coming over here, I think wouldn't be a bad deal.
I was gonna say, if this running back room doesn't include Jacobs, get Kareem Hunt. I would say you probably keep Amir and Zamir. So we'll see what the group looks like. But I guess
Britton Brown would be the guy I want, man. I mean, yeah. There's part of me that wants Britton Brown over fucking Zamir all day long because I think like Britton Brown's reaction, the way that he plays, the way that he is, I would prefer Britton Brown. Like, I like him.
Yeah. I think the next conversation, so you guys, another offensive key competition, because this is what it's going to come down to. QB competition, y'all. Who is going to perform better? Will Aiden O'Connell's development continue, and will he be the guy? Or is Jimmy G going to come back from this injury and outperform him in these coming weeks? And I think there's a very, very good chance. So I had this conversation the other night on your show, Dustin. I said, right now, as a Raider fan, we cannot be worried about Jimmy G's health because he has been said to be healthy. We have to worry about his play when he comes back. When they tell him that he can come back, they have to worry about. Our worry right now is Jimmy G going to perform at the same level or higher than Aiden O'Connell when he comes back? And I had people try and tell me, no, it's his health. I said, well, no, because you would not worry about his health if he isn't on this roster. He has to make this roster first before he worry about his health.
Yeah, and that's facts. That's facts.
I think right now, because it's being said, I mean, as Dustin has told me, that Aiden O'Connell is performing pretty well.
Hey, I'm just watching this guy about to get his ass whooped by this big old boy right now.
Oh, geez. I was so confused. We were zoned in.
Yeah, he's over here fucking with this dude's shit. Knocked it over, grabbed his – they're at the Super 8. And this dude's like homeless dude fucking over here And this big old dude like just tell him, get the fuck down the road, bro. So, like, for me, dude, like I've said, I mean, if I'm going to make, like, bold takes or hot takes, dude, like, my bold take is that I think fucking Aiden O'Connell's going to snuff Jimmy for his fucking job, dude. And at the end of the day, I think when I've said it hell times is that Aiden's already getting the reps. Aiden's already getting the time, getting the deal with the players, dude. He's getting team one with Devontae, all these guys. Like, you have to think about it at the end of the day that shit matters. That shit matters because, look, Jimmy has consistency. Jimmy has fucking NFL experience, all these things. Like, nobody's going to argue that. No. But at the end of the day, Jimmy has been injured since fucking mid-year of last year. He hasn't even been on a field or thrown a fucking football, and he was already losing his job to Trey Lance, and then got offered that they were going to extend a contract, and then got fucking dropped for fucking Brock Purdy. You know what I mean? Like, and then they took away the contract, didn't want to extend. Like, so all I'm saying is 1 minute Jimmy's running the team, or not even on the team, don't even got a playbook. The next minute Jimmy's on the team fucking leading it. Then the next minute Jimmy's fucking cut and fucking brought in for a 7th round last pick player. So, like, at the end of the day, when you're sitting here looking at okay, Aiden's out here, he's balling out, multiple reports, people have said it a bunch of times, like, this dude's playing good football, and here comes Jimmy, hasn't touched the ball literally in that way for the last fucking 8 months to, 8 months easily, 6 to 8 months, and then he's going to come in and compete against a kid that's been from the 8th fucking spot on the roster in the QB to the number 1, competing at a high level, wanting that job. You don't think he can't take it from Jimmy? Like, I'm willing to bet anything this motherfucker take that job from Jimmy. I'm willing to bet anything that he may take that job from Jimmy before they ever even make it into camp. Like, literally. Like, this is the thing people are not understanding. If our coaching staff can go into the fucking OTAs before preseason or anything like that, and drop Jimmy and pick up $20 million or $15 million, whatever the dead cap hit is against them, we're going to pick up the rest. But that's massive. That's massive. That is a good fucking, another good fucking defensive player, if not 2, like, that's a pretty big deal to have that freed up money and know that you're going to roll with them. And I've already said, bro, if your backup's going to be Hoyer, if you're depending on your backup, you're done anyway. So I don't really give a fuck. Like, it's over.
I guess because you have presented to me the move you would make after if we were getting rid of Jimmy G. You've presented your move, which was you had said trade for Patrick Queen, and I think that'd be a big trade for us, huge, because we need a linebacker more than anything.
That's facts, and I would do it in a heartbeat, dude.
If our starting quarterback is Aiden O'Connell, and you're flipping, say it's basically what you're doing. You're flipping, getting rid of Jimmy G for Patrick Queen. That's the biggest win you've gotten this offseason,
dude. And the money's already locked for Josh. So if Josh signs, the money's there. If he doesn't sign, I'm pretty sure we get the money back. So that's the whole thing. Like, we can most definitely make it happen with just a few things happening. Fucking having Jimmy not fucking be here. We get that money back. And I think we get all the money back, dude. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I think we get all the money.
Yeah.
So, like I said, I mean, there's a big deal if Jimmy doesn't make our team. Like, it's a big deal, and it's good for us, I think.
Have you thought about... So say we did trade for Patrick Queen, and say you were asked if you wanted to sign one free agent, offensive or defensive player, probably a defensive player, who would you take? Have you thought about that at all?
What is it? Say that again.
I said, if you were asked who else you would go after, like say you had another 15, 20 million, what other player would you target on the defensive or offensive end? Have you thought about that?
Like you were just saying, like in free agent?
Yeah, free agency right now.
I don't know. I would have to go through the free agency and look. Yeah. I don't know if there's just one.
Yeah, it's probably
free agent player. Like for me, I think like you hit it right on the head. If I got fucking 15, 20 million, I'm hitting up fucking the Ravens and seeing what they want. What's it going to take for me to get fucking
Queen. You don't even
yeah,
care.
because I think at
That's
the
what
end
we
of the
need.
day, there's not going to be a cornerback out there because, in all honesty, if you're making like that kind of money and making trade, you want a good elite corner that's going to be here for multiple years. So I think you just got to deal with what we have. Hope they can draft one here and there and be pretty good over the next few years and get really good talented there. For me, I think it's got to be a no-brainer with Queen. With all the shit that's happening there, all the shit that with them picking a guy in the draft, with them signing Roquan Smith, with him being in the 3-4-4-3 system that damn near mimics what we're doing right now, it has to be a no fucking brainer. I mean, there's not a doubt we are weak as fuck in the linebacker spot like that. Like him here is a leader, 23 years old, bro, and already pushing limits. I was
going to say that, Dustin, I mean, just the fact, if you could pair up and say that, like, Trayvon Merrick takes this big step up in the back end, right? And Max Crosby goes out and gets 14 plus sacks, right? Which he can do, right? And then you have Patrick Queen next to Divine Diablo. I like that.
Man, dude, you just push Diablo to the outside.
Yeah.
You push Diablo to the outside, keep Queen and fucking Robert on that inside. Like, whoa, watch out. Like, watch the fuck out.
That'd be the best run stopping.
But Masterson on the outside so Masterson on the right side, Diablo or Queen and fucking Robert on the inside, and push Diablo to the outside, dude. I mean, you're gonna have a pretty ruthless fucking team right there, man. Like,
no, I think that would be a top 15, 20 defense. But let's actually talk about a different part of the team, because
I mean, I think you could. When we were talking earlier,
yeah,
about a scenario about how people were looking top 10, top 5 type defense.
Yes.
If you're looking at reality, like going from the 28th, 30th ranked defense and going to make a jump that massive,
yes,
that would be the way to start. Like, that would be the way to fucking start, because he's a fucking true leader at that, and he's a 3-down linebacker. Like, that would be the way to start 100%, because I've said, you solidify a leader at that linebacker spot, especially a dude like Queen at 23 years old that's already got elite play style. He can be a big voice with Max, dude. And not only that, I think he would fall in with Max just because of who he is and how people look at him, you would see these two like the blind side, right side, blind side. You know what I mean? Like,
Justin, so you know how
or not the blind side, but not the Blind Side movie, but it's
yeah.
Remember the Titans.
I was gonna say, we were talking earlier because you had said that top 5 defense. That's what someone had made as a hot take. No, guys, that's not hot take. And also, 2, me and Dustin discussed this, and let's just be honest. You would fail your team if you performed that top 5 level, because you would need that expectation moving forward. And so I think realistically, if we brought in Patrick Queen, I can see that the 17th, 18th best ranked defense, and that's a big improvement from where we were the past year.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't want
to take a big ass jump.
You make that massive of a jump, you better be there. You better be there for a minute.
Yes,
like, you better. Be in that spot for a minute, because I agree, Hundo. Like, you're going to let down everybody sooner than fuck, dude, if you're thinking you're going to have that type of outcome, dude, with every year. No, you're not going to make a 28th ranked team to a 5 and stay there. It's not going to happen. That's going to probably be on pure fucking luck, for one.
No.
I don't think we even have the players. We don't even got the players to even start that talk. Like, we don't even have the players to start that talk.
Dustin, you'd be the first one to call that shit right there fake as fuck.
Yeah, because I think if you're looking at reality, like, just reality, like, listen, there'd be something different if we went into the draft, dude, and, like, let's say our first 4 picks were the fucking, Will Anderson, fucking Tyree, fucking Sauce Gardner, or not Gardner, but fucking, what's his name, fucking, oh my God, Gonzalez, or Christian even fucking... Yeah, Gonzalez, or dude from fucking...
Devon Witherspoon?
Who?
Were you going to talk about Devon Witherspoon as the other one?
Yeah, Witherspoon. You know, like if you're making moves like that, and you're
Okay.
putting up dudes like that, and you want to talk about jumping from fucking 28 to 5th, I would be in way more agreement in there.
Yeah.
But to like sit here and say like the pieces we got, there is nothing that indicates that we're fucking. There is nothing that indicates that we're gonna jump that fucking far. I mean, that's 23 spots, dude. That's a lot. That's massive.
No. I think me and Dustin both agree. We'll be like 17th, 18th, right? We'll be in that area.
I mean, if we get up to 15th, that'd be really good for me, man. I mean, jumping 13 spots in a year with that many fucking changes and that much stuff, like, I think
Dustin, my prediction, though, I think if we get Patrick Queen, we're going to have a top 20 defense, because I feel like if you have that elite edge rusher in Max Crosby, we have another guy that can be elite. Not going to say this year, but I think within 2 years or so, he's going to get his stuff together really good. And then you got to think about it. Trayvon Merrick is a big breakout candidate to actually lock himself in that conversation of the top tier safeties. And I think he can do that. But because in year 2, I think he's going to perform at a higher level. This defense can be a top 20 defense. And I don't think that's crazy. I'm going to say at the highest, we're going to be 15th. At the lowest, 21st or 22nd.
I mean, more in order him, that would probably be a hot take. I mean, did you say top 5 safety?
No, top 10 to 15.
Yeah, I'd be like, I think Moorik's issue is more, like I said, he needs a surrounding cast around him, dude. I mean, I've always said I don't think Moorik is him. I think Moorik is a really good player when he has surrounding players around him.
Yeah.
So for him, like I said, the thing with Moorik is really touchy line, because you got fucking dudes that they literally drafted. You got dudes like Jaquan Johnson, dude. Like, you got guys that you most definitely picked up in case this motherfucker don't show up. Like,
yes. No, I think
that's all I'd say.
And
so,
I think this is. I'm just saying. I think this is going to be the year. I mean, if you bring in Patrick Queen, that's going to help the entire defense as a whole.
No, don't get me wrong. You bring Queen in, I think Moorik will probably have his best year yet, because I've said it, dude. If you're bringing in a surrounding cast that allows him to play out his position and not have to be looking around him for dude over here or dude over there, he knows he just got to take care of this fucking guy right here.
Yes.
He's going to do it at a very high level. He's going to do it at a very high level.
His head was wrapped in trying to defend multiple people at once, or looking around the field, and he looked lost. Because
he's not that guy.
No,
he's not that guy that. I've said it. You have man players and zone players, and what I mean by it is I don't look at it like actual scheme. Like I do, it is scheme. But what I'm saying is like a man player is a dude like Max, where he's like, I don't give a fuck what system we're in, and I don't give a fuck 3-4-4-3. I'm gonna go at you every single time from this outside and beat your ass. Like that's Max isn't look like he's following scheme routes, things like that. But Max is depending on him. He's dominant. He controls the game. So he depends on his deal to get around and get to somebody. But now you go look at somebody like, I don't know, who's a good player, but just good with somebody else. Like, if you looked at somebody like, fuck, it's a tough one. Fucking. I would just say like Joyner. I mean, I think Joyner, he's not the greatest player when he was here or anything. But I think if you look back to him the way when he was with the Rams, with the surrounding cast, the surrounding players, he played the way that I'm talking about right now. Like that's what Moorik needs, is that Rams surrounding cast in order for him to be that next level great player. Like, and I don't think. I've said it. I like Moorik, dude. I mean, I think he got good play style. I think when he can play fast and loose, he's good. I've said, like,
that's all he's got to do. He's got to play
that
loose.
If he can just play his area, he's going to be just fine. The Patriots looked at him, dude. The Patriots wanted to draft him, and I believe the Patriots wanted to draft him because of the way Bill Belichick is. That hey, this guy plays that spot very well. We got other players playing the other spots very well too. So all I'm saying is at the end of the day, they weren't getting him to go out there and be they just want to be the best player at that spot. That's it.
Yeah. Well, that's again. It was kind of with. I think that was kind of how Harmon was. Like he looked great, and he's always been a great player. So he's played his position, and that's what he's done his entire career. Trayvon Merrick, if he does that this year, he is going to have Marcus Epps, Chris Smith, Isaiah Polamau, Jaquan Johnson, as you mentioned. And we're going to talk about our secondary because you also got new pieces in the corner, and I think we improved really well in that secondary, getting new pieces in there. I think we've all agreed. Amik Robertson, I don't think is going to be here. Sam Webb's going to come out and play pretty well.
I've even seen reports that Paulo might not even make the team, but I don't know. We got to wait till we get to the next OTAs to even determine talk like that, because I think like you're like I said, you're pillow fighting your brother in this type of shit, dude. Like you're not sitting here going against full level pad competition. Thank you. Thanks.
But yeah, no, we'll see what happens when they come back. I do think though. I think Sam Webb is going to perform pretty well. Nate Hobbs, it kind of depends where he plays. Like, do we see him playing on the outside this year? Do we see him playing in the slot? Where I also see Tyler Hall being a big productive player in that in the slot.
Yeah, and then you got Cosby, dude, that's still there. That's a safety slot.
They said they liked him a lot.
Yeah.
We have a very young secondary too.
So I just say we have a team that is right there. That's a good team, dude. Like the thing is like you have all these players that are coming up in developmental years, dude. In 1 year, you have all these dudes we just drafted, like Bernie, dude. Like Bernie, dude. I've heard hella good shit about this dude. And that this dude, they say that this dude is meant to be a starter. His speed, his fucking adaptability, how fast he gets after a motherfucker, dude. It's like they say it's crazy, dude. So I'm just saying, like, we got to get to these points to see these guys playing pads and see how that type of deal. I've always said anybody can look good in shorts and t-shirt. Yeah. I've said the reason Colin Kaepernick looks good in the fucking stadium because nobody's there putting pressure on him. Yeah. He can throw the ball anywhere and to anybody he wants. Don't put that pressure on him, and look, he got destroyed, dude. Looked like shit. Nobody, like they said, like even dudes that weren't even here were talking shit on him. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm saying is at the end of the day, anybody can look good in sneakers and shirt and fucking shorts. You know, it's a whole different field when, dude, you got guys in fucking pads, helmets, fucking dudes coming at you at full fucking speed, dude. Like, it's a whole different level, whole different game. Some guys may not even show the fuck up. Some dudes might not even be, like, they ain't even going to be there, dude. Like, that's why I said I wouldn't read into too much of dudes right now in this shit because they might not even be talked about in the next one.
Yeah. No, I think this is going to be a very improved. I think this defense as a whole is going to take a jump up. Patrick Graham, sure, this defense, this entire group had a very rough year this past year, as we can all agree. So, for a first-round pick, I mean, we had people that have told us this has been a bad pick, but it was a great pick from the day we took him, and I'm happy about this pick.
Who was it?
Tyree Wilson.
Oh, hell yeah.
I think this was, me and Dustin, I think me and him, we talked a lot about the person we could draft. Like, we had Christian Gonzalez in mind, and for a moment, I kind of thought we was going to take it.
Wow.
And then, they took Tyree Wilson. Not a bad pick. Not bad at all. He's fucking athletic as hell.
I've said I think he was a great pick. I've said it numerous times. I felt like I put numerous scenarios on my deal that if Jalen Carter was on the board with him, if Gonzalez is on the board with him, that the Raiders would take Tyree Wilson over both of those players. So at the end of the day, I think we made the right pick, dude. People will claim like, oh well, he has this for his foot, or he has that, and is he going to be good? Like, there's been hella doctors that have already said that he'll be fine, and there's even our staff, dude. That's the fifth fucking best medical staff in the NFL. They've all claimed that he's going to be fine. Like, they're not risking Ziegler's first number one pick, dude, to have it be a dude that fucking ain't gonna play. Like, Ziegler ain't going down that road, dude. Like, you bet Ziegler probably researched that shit 40 fucking times over and over and over. Make damn sure if he picked him that they were going to produce or get the deal. Like I said, I think Tyree was a phenomenal pick there, man. I mean, Chandler ain't going to be here much longer, and Tyree's going to be our future with Max. Oh, by far.
I can see him getting the 8 through 12 range of sacks. He's gonna be. He could get double-digit tackle for losses too. So, if he ends up in double digits for sacks and tackle for losses, I'd be happy with that.
Dude, I said months back, dude, that when we picked him up, I said right away that we made posts about it and things, but I said I can see him and Max going for fucking 26 sacks alone, just between the two of them, dude. Like, I've said, what the hell? I said fucking just between those two players, Max can go for 15, he can go for 11. Tyree has all the capability to be able to have a 10-sack season right off the get-go with this type of line, these type of players. So,
facts. No, that's true. He can do that.
Yeah, I think Tyree was a good pick. I think he was a really good pick, and I think just with the production that he's going to play across the inside, the outside, dude, like, that's why I can see him getting the pick or the sacks, because people think, oh, he's going to play inside, he's not going to get no sacks. Bullshit. Him and Byron pushing that inside line like that, putting Max and fucking Crosby on there, he may sandwich a motherfucker in the inside and just reach through and grab him. He's got a fucking 6'6" wingspan, bro. Like, let's be real, that ain't no fucking around shit. No. People like him can reach up and over motherfuckers and grab them right by their little fucking neck, dude. Like, you gotta think, he's a 6'6", 275, dude. He's gonna squeeze you like a pimple, dude. Like,
so for the next topic, a moment. Here we go. I'm gonna pull up the Raider O-line statistics I have. One moment. Who typed? Who is this dude? The guy on the left is cute. What the fuck?
I told you, bro. Fuck it. Told you. You gotta stay off that shit. Did you look to find these guys on lookingfordick.com or what?
Okay. So last year, the top 10 O-lines that were ranked were the number 1, Philadelphia, number 2, Baltimore, number 3, Green Bay, number 4, KC, number 5, Atlanta, number 6, Cleveland, number 7, the 49ers, which I thought were going to be higher, number 8, Detroit, number 9, Tampa, number 10 was us. Last year, the worst PFF ranking we had was Alex Bars. Holy shit. 45.4. And we got rid of him because we brought in the likes of McClendon, Curtis, who to perform at a higher level. Our offensive line, as it stands right now, has a age overall of less than 25. Very young, and they're all developing, and there's a lot of continuity between this offensive line. So I do expect another top 10 offensive line season.
I think they're going to be better. I think they're going to be better. I think they're going to be like probably
Top 8.
like top 5, dude.
Top,
like,
yeah, they could be.
yeah, I mean, let's be real. If Munford wins out the job, dude, and we pack fucking Luminor to be traded or cut, and we put fucking Moody on that inside with Curtis and Wagner backing up, I think we're gonna wreck fucking dudes' lives. Like, I honest to God think we're gonna wreck dudes' lives because Moody's a big fucking solid player, and fucking Curtis, even if Moody goes down, Curtis is going to throw you into the ground, dude. Like, this guy is a straight mauling motherfucker, dude. So, and let's be real, dude. Like, Munford's made big strides. He was projected first round fucking draft player. We got him in the 7th round a year after he was projected. He's still producing at a good. He rotated with fucking Illuminor all year last year. He's played really good. He has given up some, but he's also controlled a lot. Like I said, dude, I mean, this team can go the way people don't even think it's going to go. You know, like, people are sitting here thinking, like, oh, it's going to be Illuminor. It's going to be Illuminor. Don't forget, Illuminor didn't do shit in the Patriots. He was overweight, dude. Didn't really even fucking play. They let him go. He came here, and then fucking – not only when he got here, fucking, he worked up to get there. I'm not going to argue it. He did have good production, but at the end of the fucking day, it's about who's going to be here longer. How long can you keep this line together at those levels, dude? Like, that shit matters.
I was going to say, I mean, when I look at this offensive line, you know, not having Alex Bars and possibly no Jermaine Illuminor doesn't scare me because I'm going to say this. Left tackle, Colton Miller. Left guard is going to be Dylan Parham. Center is going to be Andre James. Say right guard is Mutain. And right tackle Thayer, who all were above 62. Can they all, as a group, have a over 70 PFF grade? Every single one of them. I think it can happen because I think that they're all going to play better than they did last year. And the continuity matters. They're all young. They're all going to keep playing well. And I think as they continue to play in the scheme, they're going to develop and be better. I think there's potential for this offensive line, like the starting 5, to have over 70 PFF grades, possibly. But
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. That I mean, I would say I can see the line being that same way. Moody, Munford.
Because yeah, I think the only reason, Dustin, that we were not rated in the top 8 or 7, we would be 7th if we didn't have Alex Bars. If you just threw Jordan Meredith in there, we had a top 7 line from the starting 5.
I mean, yeah, I don't know why Meredith wasn't put in there all year, but it is what it is. I mean, look at Alex Barr. He's rated hella low, dude. So I don't even understand that at all. It's like 45 or some shit.
Yeah,
like,
he's 45.4. It's pretty bad.
Yeah, really bad.
Yeah. I do project the starting line to be Colton Miller, Dylan Parham, Andre James, Natane Moody, and Thayer Munford. That's kind of where I'm projecting this line to be. And I think they're all very young, and they're all able to do it at the highest level. And
at our line, I mean, like I said, in our line, I can see it 100%. I mean, like I said, I mean, look, I'm going to just say it. I think our offense is going to be Aiden O'Connell, Johnson at the fullback. Then I think we're going to go with Josh, fucking Bolden, and Amir, I think, and Zamir. So I think they'll run with those 4. So they'll have 5 total backs, which is going to be Johnson and them. So they'll run 5 total backs. I think Sincere, Brown, and Austin, they'll probably go to the backup unless Brown or Sincere show up, which will knock Bolden or Amir. That's the only way that's happening. They're going to have to fight those 2 dudes for that spot. If Josh doesn't show up this year, then I think it's going to come down to Sincere, Brown, and Austin. Like, I can't determine that, but then we go to the tight ends. I'm going Hooper, Mayer, Howard, with the possibility of Horsted in there. I think our wide receivers will be Adams, Mayer, Renfro, Carter, Tucker, Dorsett. I think those will be our starting. I think we'll cut Cole, Lacey, Wilkerson. We'll put Sims to this squad. Same with DJ Turner. And then our line's going to be Miller, Parham, James, Moody, Munford. And then I think you'll have Wagner and Curtis backing up. Then you'll have Meredith going to the practice squad. Harron and Murray. I think they can be cut, dude. I mean, Van Rotten cut. Garson gonna go to the practice squad, and Bars gets cut. So I mean, like I said, Illuminor and Parker could be traded. Both of those have good, 6th, 7th round pick value. Like, so I can see a lot here that's gonna happen that is gonna take this team to the next level. I mean, I'm rolling with fucking Aiden. I don't give a fuck. I've said it, dude. Like, if you roll with Jimmy. And Jimmy, you're hoping on hella high expectations where Jimmy succeeded with a defense that's always backed him up, dude. Like, that is something, like, we can't sit here and say we have right now. Like, when Jimmy went to the Patriots, they can say they had defense. When Jimmy went to the fucking Niners, they can say they had the defense. Like, you can't say coming here he has the fucking defense. There's nothing that validates he has the defense whatsoever, dude. Like, so to sit here and imply that he's going to have the same success that he had behind top 5 defense in the NFL on 2 fucking occasions is just crazy as hell. So, like, for what I'm saying is, if we're losing, we're losing. So I don't give a fuck. We're losing with Jimmy or we're losing with Aiden. The problem with me is I would rather lose with Aiden because there's a thing that we can determine instantly. Is he a starter or backup? Like, right away. So you instantly gain right away because, look, it's a win-win kind of on Aiden. It's if Aiden turns out to be a good player, then you got your quarterback, dude. So next year you can go draft somebody that really matters and puts a place here. If Aiden goes out to this year and sucks dick, well, guess what? You're gonna go out there get a good ass quarterback at pick, dude. So you're gonna get you're most definitely getting your franchise quarterback between Drake or fucking
Caleb.
Caleb. So I mean, you're getting a franchise quarterback for sure. So outside of that, let's go. He sucks. You get Williams and you got Aiden as the backup. Like, that's all I'm saying is you're getting your future in both sections, which is a pretty good deal for me because I feel like you're going to be solidified. And I'm not saying like O'Connell's just going to suck. What I'm just saying, like, he's not a starter. You know what I mean? But say he goes out, wins 7 games, hella hard games, comes back, got the deal. Like, that's all I'm saying. So I think you're kind of giving yourself the deal. What do you gain with Jimmy starting? Nothing. You gain nothing. If he goes out, starts out a good year, he gets hurt, you're done anyway. So I feel like you're just giving yourself false hopes when you're doing that. That's like me. I hope to God that Aiden pops up in this camp right here and like, bitch, I know you've been here in the NFL, but I'm coming. Like, that's what I hope to God Aiden does here.
I can see it.
Yeah, because it's better for our team in the future. It's just like I talked about on my show last night that, dude, we're at a point where people were talking about how Carstens and how they were against our fucking against our fan base, and that Carr divided the fan base, and it was really this, that, the other. I'm gonna argue the difference. I think this is what I think is Raider fans just hooked to the best player on our team. Then they talked this bullshit narrative because the second Carr was gone, it was talked on Waller. The second Waller's gone, it's now on fucking Jacobs, dude. Like, then now the narrative's coming out on Jacobs, and it's coming out with players or people in the NFL. Like, this shit is not coincidence. I've said it, dude. It's a fucking deal with our fans. They're toxic as fuck. They fucking cause so much cancer within this organization, and it's things like that does it. If I was the fucking Josh, right, or Ziegler, if I'm Ziegler, I'm gonna tell you right fucking now. Guess what? Bye bye, bitch. I'm fucking trading you. I don't give a fucking a. Sit the fuck on the bench or sign that bitch so I can trade you. Your fucking choice. I don't give a shit, dude. And I'll go down fighting with it. I got 6 fucking halfbacks over here. I mean, how many we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 motherfuckers. We got 6 more dudes back there. Like, I ain't even tripping, dude. So for me, like I said, dude, I just think you gotta, I don't know. I think for me, you just gotta stop that shit. I would cut all those fucking dudes. Any guy that has that type of, like, Max isn't that person, so I wouldn't even worry. And Devontae came with Josh and them, so it's not even that type of player. Any guy that was in the Raiders before Josh and them got here, I'd shit can him, dude. Like, I'm dead ass serious, dude. Like, because I think, like, if Josh takes the tag, what's to say he's not going to be a toxicity to our team and during the season? Who's to say if this motherfucker isn't sitting on the sideline in games talking about how he didn't get the money in the yards that he ran?
Yeah,
now
no,
he's back here doing it again. Like,
listen,
to me, I just think you need to just be done with that shit.
I think it hasn't been talked about enough. Jacobs we are better off as a team to get rid of him. We are 100% right now. If we get rid of him, it's a win-win.
Listen, man, we're going to hear people bitch regardless. Just cut the tie, dude. You're going to pull the Band-Aid.
Listen, here's the problem. If he signs that, like you said, and he causes problems, it's a lose. If he goes out and performs at a high level, it's a win. It doesn't matter. But again, even if he's performing, he might still be trashing your team. You never know. And
that's all I'm saying. And at the end of the day, look, there's a lot of things that's coming up that Josh is kind of fake motherfucker, dude. Like, let's be real about it. Josh got Raider tattoos. Said once a Raider, always a Raider. Wants to be here forever. He wants to be, he'll work for the team. He'll work out shit, right? Okay. Did you come out and say it, or did we ask you to say it? You came out and said you would play on the fucking tag, bro. Like, you're over here telling us that you're going to do shit, and then you go right against it instantly. And then you say, I'll play on the tag so they can take the money and put it elsewhere. Well, we built a pretty good team. You're over here saying that, well, since we didn't get Aaron fucking Rodgers for fucking $60 million a year, that I'm not going to fucking do it. Well, you're a bitch then. You fucking bitch, motherfucker. If you're as good as you say, why does Devontae say a quarterback isn't who makes me? Why don't you have that fucking deal? If you're elite, you're elite, motherfucker. There's not about you fucking picking and choosing who the fuck comes here to make you elite.
Listen,
like, you're picking and choosing to try to be elite.
I'm going to say this right now. We all know this. Dustin has said this multiple times on my show and his show. Ziegler has said he's not paying Jacobs this year. Let's just get that right. He's not paying him, and he will not pay him. He might tag him one more year, but he is never going to actually end up paying him. We have to stop with that narrative. It's not gonna
I think if Josh walks to the table tomorrow, so look at Josh is already, this is the whole thing. Josh is saying he's changing it every time. Like, 1 minute he'll play in the tag. The next minute they got a contract here, but he wants more fucking guaranteed money. Like, where's your happy fucking point, motherfucker? Like, dude, it's like I keep saying with other people is like, you can't give Josh 3 years fully guaranteed money. You can't do that. If he goes down, listen, if people think Chandler Jones' contract was bad, this is worse. This is fucking worse, dude. Like, it doesn't matter how a guy wants to look at the production of him. The bottom line at a GM, a person that looks at fundamental football, has to look at the fact, one, Josh has been injury every single year he's been here. Now, has he played on it? Has he done good? Yeah, I've said it hell of times. Like, let Josh show up, tell me he's injured. He's probably going to play better. I've said it hell of times. But we cannot deny the fact that he has been on an injury list and fucking been prone to be injury numerous times. He's missed a few games and years over it. But at the end of the day, that's what matters. That shit matters. If I'm giving you $36 fucking million fully guaranteed at $12 million a year, and you get fucking hurt tomorrow, guess fucking what? I'm out all that money for 3 fucking years, and I can't even get another motherfucker there. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, you're valuing a spot that has high injury risk. It's one of the most overturned positions in football. At the end of the day, it sounds like to me, motherfuckers want him here because of his fucking name. He has not done anything that other guys on other teams have not done either. Like, that's all I'm saying.
Wait a minute. So you mentioned at one point, I don't know if you mentioned it on the show or not, but you mentioned if Jacobs goes down last year, our season was over. Well, it was over with him on there. He didn't impact this. Jacobs did not impact this team enough where he was a reason we won games or lost games.
Dude, he had chances to win games and we lost.
Yes, well, and here's the thing. Jacobs he didn't impact us enough to make us a winning team. He hasn't won anything. It's almost like Derek Carr and Darren Waller. We haven't won with them. It doesn't. So they're replaceable. If you find someone else that's performing at the same level, but doing like I don't know, just performing at a rare site around there. If you're going around there, if they're performing at the same level and we're winning, there's no.
Dude, people say that people ain't replaceable. Fucking bullshit. What's the free agent list? I'll replace that motherfucker right now. Like, these are the things every player. And look, if you got a guy like Sauce Gardner, Devontae Adams, dudes like, look, Sauce Gardner comes into the league, leads all fucking players in his first year, and has that type of play kick. Yeah, well, he'd be hard to replace. I'm not gonna lie, because that's a future talent player that's gonna have a great career. So yeah, I would not argue that you can just replace him. Like I would not argue it.
No, I just
let's be real. Let's be real. Here's a real big conversation to have with everybody right now. People are over here bitching about Josh about him being at a halfback and us giving him the money, right? Name a halfback in the NFL that's not replaceable. Name one of them.
Nothing.
Like you're telling me that if Henry leaves there and they were to fucking replace him with another fucking good back and that's here or drafted, that they can't get the same production? I bet they can. I fucking bet they can.
Well,
the Panthers just traded off fucking McCaffrey and ran 2 dual backs and had great production, dude.
Yes, well,
what is his name? Foreman? Fucking
Donta Foreman.
Yeah, those dudes were balling it over there, bro.
That's the thing. Like I wanted to say, like, Jacobs has become more of a disruption than a help. So and he's not irreplaceable in the system. He's not, because the way I've heard him talked about is that he's this irreplaceable back, and if he wasn't on the team, our season was over. Well, it was over when he was there and when he wasn't. So it doesn't matter. Why pay a guy?
I mean, dude, they literally just why pay
a guy that hasn't done anything?
Facts, and you think about it at the end of the day, you trade away Jamal, you trade away Swift, 2 great players over there that had great seasons. You cut off fucking Murray from the Bears. Like, again, these guys are all fucking, you got rid of Gurley, you got rid of Freeman that was with the fucking Arizona, dude. Like, we have done this for years and years to come over the last few years. Ezekiel Elliott just gets cut from the fucking Dallas Cowboys. Like, we're doing this all the time. It's not uncommon, dude. It's not uncommon. It's not fucking things that are not heard of.
If we were going to keep Jacobs, this is one of my last questions, right? Why would Ziegler in the past 2 years draft 3 running backs and get an undrafted free agent one? He wouldn't do that if he was keeping Jacobs.
That's a tough one there because I can argue why.
I don't know. I just feel like it's too many backs.
This is why I think he did it. If you're looking at your backs, right? You're looking at Josh Jacobs, franchise halfback for the Raiders, right? He's one. There's no debating it. And he's young. He can be here for years, 4 years more. So he's going to be here for the next 4 years. So 1 to 4, right? Fucking number 1, 4 years. Then you're looking instant. It's Bolden and Amir. Instant. Because every dude on this deal from there is just rookie fucking players. Every one of them. Fucking. So instantly Bolden, number 2. Fucking Amir, number 3. Johnson, fucking fullback, number 4, because he'll take that spot. Your number 5 is going to be Zamir White. He was the prominent player that was brought here. He was the prominent dude that's going to be to take over that spot for Josh to begin with. So this is the way I look at it: is if you're looking at Bolden and Amir, they're both older players, veteran deals. Sincere McCormick is exactly who Amir Abdullah is. He's a scat back type player. Outside, Sincere just kind of offers more inside power. So, bam, he can automatically just knock Amir right off. So, by Amir, fucking 1 down. Fucking now we're down to what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 plus 6. Then again, here comes Amir, or Zamir White. Guess who the fuck he's just like? Fucking Bolden. Same types of players, dude. Fucking big gap hit motherfuckers. Like, He's the same type of player. So guess what? Zamir takes that fucking job. Bye.
Well,
So now it goes Josh, Sincere, fucking Amir, and I think Britton or Austin Walters. Walters balled it last year in preseason.
Well, Dustin, another thing with Jacobs is people have said that we should pay him and all this, but why pay a running back that isn't actually consistent? Go back and look at every game this year. He had 11 games under 100 yards. That's not.
This is what I think they're looking at, like what they were looking at when they made these choices. I think they said we're going to decline his player option because we don't want to give all that money. We want to see where he's kind of at as a player. He got out there. He had a good deal. He had a good season. But I guarantee you, at a certain point in the season, they said, well, we're injured. We don't have a lot of player depth here. Let's just run the dominant players that are here and see where they go. We have to swap around a few people every now and again, but more times than not, Josh carried 95% of those snaps easily all year. So I think this year, or how they're looking at this year, is they're not going to be so dominant into one person, let alone they're going to try to acculate Zamir White a lot more because they want to bring in that double tandem. I've said I think at the end of the day they want Josh here, but they want him here for 8 to 10 million and win Super Bowls. They don't want him here for the fact of the contract. I keep saying that the Renfro and Waller contracts were done for a certain reason. Renfro is better than Zay Jones. There's no fucking doubt about it. So to imply that Renfro isn't worth his money is crazy as fuck, dude. That's crazy as fuck, dude. Let's be real. What's his name? Kirk went to the fucking went over to Jacksonville. He got $21 million, dude. I'm not saying that Renfro is elite like him, but what I'm saying is to get 15 million and you're putting them between Zay and Kirk, I think that's the perfect spot. So I would agree with his money. The thing with Waller is what people don't understand about Waller's contract was it was a sign and trade contract. What was it? I think he's on the books at 17 million right now, but I think at the end of the day he was signed on 14 million. That's going to be a good deal to fucking dudes, man. There's going to be guys out there 15, 16, 18 million. So I think that was a really good trade at that time.
I want to say one more thing, actually. I want to bring up the stats here because anyone that calls me crazy to say Jacobs wasn't consistent, let's go read off this. Let's just. Dustin. I want you to think about this. What is the common theme when you hear this? Right, first game, 10 for 57 yards, no touchdowns. 19 for 69 yards, 0 touchdowns. 13 for 66, 0 touchdowns. So first 3 weeks, he didn't even score a touchdown, guys. Not even a touchdown.
Man, he wasn't over 60 yards?
He had 2 games over 60 yards, but it was just barely. But if you go over to the Denver game, this is where he picked up, right? 28 for 144 and 2 touchdowns. Then the next
weak-ass team, though.
Kansas City, 21 for 154 and 1 touchdown. Houston, 20 for 143 and 3 touchdowns. Now, these 3 games that he dominated, again, 2 of them didn't really have a run defense at that point.
Hold on, but how many touchdowns in those 3 games?
That's another point. He has 6 of them, right? So that's where you're going in.
6 in 3 games?
Yeah, so 6 across the
So he only got – so if you got 6 in 3 games, 3 games, 6 touchdowns, how many games in the first – how many games till his first touchdown?
The 4th game.
So 3 games without any touchdowns, right?
Yep, and then the next 3 games.
So he played 6 games out of 17, which leave 11 games. So that means he got 6 more touchdowns with 11 games to go. 11 more games.
Here we go. New Orleans, 10 for 43, no touchdowns. 17 for 67 against Jacksonville, no touchdowns. So here's 2 more games, no touchdowns. Then the Colts, 21 for 78, 1 touchdown. Now, against these 2 better run defenses, Jacksonville and Indianapolis, held under 4 yards an attempt. Then you go to Denver again. He whoops ass. 24 for 110, but no touchdowns. Okay. Now here's this pop-up game here, right? 33 for 229 and 2 touchdowns against Seattle in the overtime win, right? So now here we go. We had 3 touchdowns across the next 5 games. And then you go to the next one, LA, 26 for 144 and 1 touchdown. Now, the common theme I'm going to go to is in 6 of these games, he has over 700 yards. He had close to over 800 yards in 6 games. So all of this dominance was only in 6 games. So then here he had 800 across 11 more games, which isn't good. Anyways,
it isn't because there's not consistency behind there. And the reason why it ain't good is he didn't have a back tandem behind him picking up the losses.
Yeah. And then you go to the next one, 27 for only 99 yards, 22 for 93, 15 for 44. The stinker against Pittsburgh. He was bad in that one. That's where you really needed the running game to work because that was a bunch of wind. And it was, I don't know if it was snowing that game, right? I know there was a lot of wind. But then you had the San Francisco overtime loss, 17 for only 69 yards, but you guys get a touchdown. Kansas City the next week, only 17 for 45 yards. Not even 3 yards an attempt. He is,
like I said,
he's also
when it comes to playing elite talent, he doesn't show up a lot of the times. But people jock him because of his name. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day for these guys is the name. That's what I keep preaching this shit over and over and over. That Raider fans are so desperate for a fucking player that plays decent, they don't want to let him go. Like they refuse to let him go because they're like, how dare you try to send out? The only reason that you're saying that is because you've had shit ass players for the last 20 years and you finally got a guy. But it doesn't mean because we finally found the guy that he's the right guy, dude. Like that's all I'm saying is like there are players out here that are producing on the same. Listen. I will bet hardcore cash if Josh left the Raiders, went to a team that is a run-heavy team that doesn't have an offensive line, Josh ain't getting the yards he got here. Like, I'll bet hard cash. It's not happening. Josh got there because in favor to the line here. Like, you can't just be like, oh, Josh got here because he's just so fucking elite, dude. I've said Josh is elite when he runs behind the line, hole opens up, he has to one-on-one a dude. He, more times than not, can crack him. But at the same time, dude, Josh fucking, when the game was on the line, needed to win, go out there and get it. He got stuffed, dude, right behind the line 3 times in a row, dude. So, like I said, I'm not trying to sit here and he's done it in multiple games. It's not just one game. I mean, that's all I say. At the end of the day, if you're sitting here claiming to dude elite, you know, I don't think they had these conversations about fucking Emmitt Smith, shit like that. I mean, there's probably clear-cut, easy deal. He's elite, you know. So, for me, I just think we're in a different era type football, dude. Like, I don't think so. I don't think there's too many times where he should have been the man, and he was just not the man. It's all right. It's all right for him. It's not all right for Carr. You know, our standards are so fucked up. It's not even funny. But I'm glad they ain't my standards. Like, I don't have those fucked up Raider standards, dude. Like, I have real fucking standards. So there's a big difference when I look at players or evaluate them or how I see them by miles. So.
Now, again, anyways, we still have someone in here. It's been an hour and 20 minutes into this. I don't really have anything else to mention outside that I'm going to continue doing these every Thursday night. Probably will just end up being me and Dustin. That's how we like it. 2 people going at it, put out the info. I don't like to have too many people. It's just crowded. Everyone wants to talk at the same time. It's not how this is supposed to work. 2 to 3 people at once. That's how many people I'll keep on my show at a time. But the Raiders, bottom line, man, I think we've become a very underrated team yet again. I thought we were underrated last year, but now I go look, and I think me and Dustin have even talked about this. The camp competition is twice as strong this year than it was last year.
Yeah, by facts. Facts.
And
They actually have competition. Like, there's actually dudes that could actually take other dudes' jobs, like for real. Not just talking it, not just saying, "Oh, this guy he can." No, they really have dudes right now that can be like Adam Plant might take a motherfucker's job over here. Drake might take motherfucker's job. I mean, there are players here that can most definitely take dudes' jobs. I mean, I wouldn't be sleeping on some of these dudes when we get to camp. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be sleeping on them. Jade can take a dude's job. You know, like I said, we got fucking some good players over here that got some. I mean, Webb, dude, could be starting. Fucking face them. You can be sending Perryman and fucking Brown back to the squad. I mean, Crosby can be playing or squad. Bennett, Hall, Hobbs. I mean, they got some good players. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, we got a lot of good depth here. I mean, Epps, Teamer, Paulo, Grant, Morick, Johnson, Smith. I mean, good competition, dude. I mean, like I said, I think too many people like the linebacker spot's just a little iffy for me because it's Blaine, Butler, Bernie, fucking Mega, however you say his name, fucking Diablo, Masterson, Bolton, Thomas. Like, there's still some wishy there for me, but still good players.
So, Dustin, what did you had mentioned Ziegler had said that he wasn't gonna pay Jacobs. What did he talk about that? What did he exactly say about Jacobs?
He just said that he wasn't gonna give Jacobs a contract this year. That he wants him to play again. Like, he wants him to go out and run it back. Basically, he's just saying like for what they're saying is for what he's saying is that he's not going to go out and give out another contract like Waller and them just to a player that had a good year. They're going to make sure that he backs his shit up, and then they'll give him the contract. But from what he said in his deal is he's not extending Jacobs this year. And don't get me wrong, I mean, I don't even think we have the money to do it or anything. I've said when you do the guy on the tag, you're able to do things because of the fact that you could actually go behind in the negative with the cap, you know, when you do the tags and shit like that. Like, you can do those things. So that's all I'm saying is
Dude, I just I'm sorry, but
he said basically that he's not giving the contract this year.
Yeah, no, listen, I respect Jacobs, right? But I don't respect him right now in the terms that we're on, in terms of he had said he would play on this tag. And now
I don't respect how wishy-washy he is, how fucking drama-fied the fucking guy is.
He's creating drama within the team, and I want him either A, to go sign that tag and say he's a Raider, or B, just give up and stop, man. Stop creating drama for our team. We need to focus on this upcoming season.
And dude, he's intentionally doing it.
And let's be honest, Justin, Ziegler ain't going to let this guy ruin his season. He ain't going to let him ruin this.
Hell no, he's not. Because like I said, he's intentionally doing this because why does he have to go post out bad business, comment to people? Why is he fighting with fucking Raider fans, dude, on deal? I said this about Amik, dude, when Sergio got the post from Amik Robinson. I said he must have hit a nerve because these fucking dudes obviously feel the pressure. Like, a professional football player does not comment back on a kid's post over a comment that or a post that he put out there. Like, that's not what these dudes do. But you must have struck a nerve on this motherfucker saying, like, straight up, like, this dude about to get cut again or be on the verge. He's over here like, motherfucker, here we go again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you get a guy to that point, like I say all the time, you most definitely struck a nerve instantly.
Yes.
Because any guy that has any type of morals is just gonna look past it. And there's a lot of these guys not.
I think
that's my point. The pressure's on.
Yes. No, the pressure's on because I think Amik Robertson knows this. Let's be honest. Amik Robertson isn't even a top 5 corner on this roster right now. But beyond that, that's just my opinion. But next week, I think me and Dustin, we're gonna run down a way too early schedule.
He's not a top 5 corner. That's gonna get cut, dude. He's gonna get fucking cut. He's gonna get traded, I think. But I mean, if we're looking at the corners, it's gonna be Hobbs, Hall, Bennett, Hobbs, Hall, Bennett, Shelley, Facem, and Webb. I mean, Hobbs. I mean, you got Brown, Perryman. They're going to the squad. You're gonna have Hearn. He's probably gonna be cut. You have Long Jr. probably gonna be cut, and Cosby gonna go back to the squad. Like Robinson, man, he probably has trade value in him. But unless Robinson's going to the safeties, which then again, I think that's tough as fuck because you got Epps, Morick, Johnson, Smith, Paulo, Teamer. So like Teamer cut, fucking Grant cut. Paulo can probably be cut, and then you take fucking Roberts and put him over in the safety, because then you'll have Smith. You'll have Smith, Johnson, Morick, and Epps. I mean, fuck, you can see that happening for sure. But like I said, I don't see him making it as a corner. Like, this bitch is fucking a midget.
Me and Dustin, we're just gonna end up doing we'll do a schedule prediction for next show. And it'll just be a way too early one. And then once we get closer to the year, we know who's on the roster. We'll do one more right before the season starts. But, yeah, I think we're quite underrated yet again, which sucks because I think we're going to be a good team. I think
I was just watching a video before I came in here about our strength fucking team and how they're going and how they're developing our people, and like when they're looking at here with the type of skill set and development that they have, the skills that they've put into play for Max is most definitely coming out in production for sure. So the thing that they're talking about, and a lot of these players are talking about right now, is how they're fucking like double timed in their fucking weight and strength gain, how they like it, that fucking dudes are actually coming up big time now, and that their weight program's working really well. And they think like with the players that's already been returning players, that the supplements and the things that they give them, the way that they're giving them, like they're saying that they're filling holes and developing progression as it goes. Yeah, at a higher level faster. And they're saying the longer that they're able to keep them here, the faster they can make them, the stronger, the better. And you know, like when you sit there and you hear these things, you're like, yeah, a lot of people say that. But when you look at the transformation in Crosby from then till now, that it's 100% proof. Like, it's fucking facts. Look at that bitch. He looked like swole, bro. Like, goddamn, motherfucking bitch over there, fucking just like, good Lord.
I'm trying to think, dude,
he probably whips it out. It probably looks like a fucking elephant trunk, dude. Like, come on, man. Like, good Lord, this guy, I mean, he just fucking stacked, bro. Like, he stacked it up.
Dude.
Literally.
You could even mention Dylan Parham. I think he picked up another 8 pounds or some shit.
Look at fucking Munford, bro. Like, these fucking guys all these guys popped up. Go look at Kuntz, dude. Look at all these guys. A lot of these fucking dudes just popped up.
Actually, it was reported that, like, there was a ton of guys that gained 8+ pounds this offseason, so.
8 to 15 pounds. Some lost, some gained, fucking some.
Well, even the losses, they were good for the players. Like, Chandler Jones dropped in weight, but he says he feels stronger too. So
yeah, but that's my point. If a player lost, it was probably just because he had too much on him, you know.
Yeah, that was good.
The thing is you're talking about these dudes doing this in short amount of times because some of these guys did this by the end of the season. By the end of the regular season, they were at these numbers. So. That's all I'm saying. Like, these motherfuckers were on top of that shit, dude. So I just think, like, when you're looking at this and the way that these guys do shit, I've said you can't go out and expect year one to just have all these high expectations, dude. Like, if you're being realistic and wanting to put real reality on teams and give them real fundamental grounds, you'd be looking for, like, year 3, 4. Year 3, 4 of their deal with their system, the way that they're doing things, there should be a pretty big fucking jump. Like, it shouldn't just be, it should be pretty substantial if you're going to be who you say you think you're going to be, you know? So for me, like I said, I mean, time's only going to prove this year. I have a lot of confidence in them. Otherwise, I'm going to eat a lot of crow, but you know what? I'm willing to eat it because that's who I am. And at the same time, I just have a lot of faith in them, man.
I think we're going to be you know, I'm not going to spoil anything. I think me and Dawson got high expectations. So for next show, we definitely will be on top of that to let you guys know our schedule predictions. I think we're going to be a surprise team, but we'll see what happens. I'm not going to say too much yet. Anyone that underrates us, keep doing it. I don't care. We'll be right. We'll be back at the end of the year.
Facts.
Any other last words? Because we're gonna be out of here. Yeah.
Hell no. Peace out. Stay safe. Don't drink and drive. Fucking, like I always say, man. Sleep it off. Fucking. Don't be fucking around with that dumb shit.
Meth is bad, kids. Get off of it.